Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Tevaron here, and welcome to Magic Monday, where this time we're going to be trying out a Simic Tempo deck that I found posted on the No Goblins Allowed forums. I will put a link in the description to that deck list if you'd like to check it out. But without further ado, let's get right in there and play some matches. Okay, this is not a very good hand at all. Let's try again. This is a bit better, no, though not exactly what I want. We'll keep it. We would really rather have some of our 2-drops in our hand. This is kind of slow. Looks like we may be playing against Red Aggro. Oh, there we go. That's a good top deck. Drop our Snapping Gnarlid. The latter, the last couple of days when I've been playing, has been comprised of mostly Ramp and Red Aggro. And our Gnarlid's not going to survive. Which is what leads me to speculate that that's what this person here may be playing. Oh no. You got some black in there. Rakdos, perhaps? Dropping a turn 2 Abbott is questionable. Though I guess if you're wanting to just try to put on pressure, I could understand. And unfortunately, we're not in super good shape here. Might ought to have just mulliganed on down to 6 to try to get a little bit more going on for us. Okay, so we've got Mardu then. Black, white, red. Oh, didn't attack with the Abbott. That is strange. I suppose we're going to Whirler Rogue to get a presence on the board. Wonder if our opponent accidentally skipped or... I don't know. There's not a whole lot of haste in this game. Especially not from blue-green. Maybe our opponent is just playing very conservatively. That appears to be the case. Alrighty then. Well, let's swing with everything. Confirm attack. We've got the wild size here for combat trickery. Didn't need it. So we will drop our Snapping Gnarlid and just let our opponent have at it. Okay. Getting pinged by Chandra. Oh, so we're not Mardu. We've got blue in there as well. Maybe it's Grixis primarily? Splash blue? Or splash white, rather? I don't know. I don't really get what's going on here. But I don't guess I have to understand it to play against it. Though it would help. So that I don't make silly mistakes. Let's just attack with all. We still got our wild size to keep our stuff alive. Alright. I'm going to try to get some damage through. And draw a card for the wild size. Gives it +2/+2 trample, and we draw a card. Which seems okay. Especially with our opponent down to 8 life and us at 18. They could flip Chandra this turn if they have 2 red spells in hand. I don't see that that would do much for them though. Maybe if the spells were removal that would help. Oh, there's an Akum Hellkite. That's decent board control. It may be too late, though. We shall see. All right. So I'll play the falls. Then I'm going to give my Gnarlid unblockable using my Thopters and Whirler Rogue. We will swing with it, putting our opponent to 5. And then we will play an Outland Colossus, because that guy takes quite a bit to remove. Plus, we can just give him unblockable next turn and swing for the win if our opponent doesn't gain any life. Alright, so we're getting pinged. I assume that our opponent has a red... Okay, Trader's Instincts on that. Okay. So we could take... That's fine. I suppose he's probably going... Can you cast a sack outlet for 2 mana? I think the Coldblade's 3 mana, isn't it? And if he has a way to sack the Outland Colossus, then that would be a winning play right there. Maybe not absolutely winning, but okay. Why did he not swing with the Hellkite as well? We would be dead. I mean, or I would have had to block. Okay, so Fiery Conclusion. Alright then. I mean, that makes a little more sense, though. Alright, there's a flip Chandra. Or Chandra, I'm never really sure how to correctly pronounce her name. Is he going to remove one of our creatures or put us to 1? Remove the Whirler Rogue, okay. So... I don't think we can pull this out. Though if we do draw a Clutch of Currents, that would work. We'll just play it for 4. And we didn't draw a Clutch of Currents. We can possibly stay alive for another turn, depending on what that card is in our opponent's hand. Though a lot of stuff does a lot of work here. We're not going to attack. We're going to try to survive one more turn, I believe. Okay, so going to put us to 1. If they have a land or a direct damage spell, yeah, that's it. Good game, opponent. Alright. This is a pretty good hand. I'm going to keep this. We've got 2 2-drops into a Krasis, and I'm just going to play the Skyline Cascade turn 1 so that we don't have to deal with that if we don't draw another comes into play untapped land. I do want to be able to play this Krasis on turn 3 unimpeded if possible. What is our opponent fetching? Blue, okay. Probably not mono blue. You don't really see mono blue decks much. Play the Forest. We couldn't play our Hinterland Harbor because this is not an island. And I think we'll play our Undercity Troll. Try to get that guy renowned. Really good chance of doing that with the Bounding Krasis in hand. Right, another Evolving Wilds. Well, our opponent has good mana fixing starting off here. but not a very quick start, which his deck may not be a quick deck. So we're seeing blue-black Dimir so far. And that makes me want to just play a Gnarlid. And save our Krasis to tap some things down, or untap our things as an ambush. He can do both. And Flash is pretty good too. Cast him at instant speed. There's our renowned Undercity Troll. Sigiled Starfish. Don't see this guy being played much either. So our opponent seems to be playing pure control, and he seems to be having mana issues, which is pretty good for us. I'm going to play a land, and I'm not going to tap that Starfish. If he wants to block either of the things that I've got and lose that Starfish, I'm quite happy with that, because that thing has the potential to scry him into land and fix his mana issues. And our opponent, I would say, pretty wisely chose not to block. So we're just going to drop another Snarling Gnarlid and pass the turn back. See if they can get something going. I wouldn't be at all disappointed if they couldn't. Though it wouldn't be a very good showing of the deck for testing purposes or whatnot. Alright. Hopefully we will top deck a land. That way we can make our Gnarlids 3/3s and tap down this Merc Lurker with our Krasis rather. And we did just that. Go ahead and Bounding Krasis. We are potentially playing into a board wipe here. Yes, I want to use this ability and tap it. And this time our opponent may block and then scry with the Starfish before it dies just to prevent some damage. And that seems to be what's going to happen. Alright, I do wish this iteration of the game would tell you what they chose to do with the card they scried, whether they chose to keep it on top or put it on the bottom. That is fairly relevant information in a lot of circumstances. Another Merc Lurker. Our opponent is at 3 though, so if we top deck a land, that will be all she wrote. All of our stuff will be 3 power and 2 of it will be able to get through. Clutch of Currents does it as well. So I will cast this without the Awaken, just in case. I mean, pretty well our opponent's tapped out. And yeah, they see the writing on the wall, but that allows us to play Coastal Discovery if we would like. Swing in for the win. Good deal. Okay, this seems like an alright hand. We will keep this. We have 2 and 3 drops along with a wild size. Clutch of Currents is pretty good too. It's one of our tempo cards there. Green, green, green. Undercity Troll. We may be up against a mirror of some sort. It's generally the Simic decks that seem to play Troll, though it is played in some others as well. I have seen in other color combinations, but you generally see it in Simic builds. This may be mono green. Either that or our opponent hasn't hit any of their other colors, and I'm not going to block. Not with our opponent having regeneration mana up. There's Nissa. we'll make our land drop and swing. I don't expect our opponent to block with Nissa. And we're not going to cast anything else. We're just going to pass the turn. And hopefully our opponent will swing with both of these. And then I can flash in the Crisis and block Nissa. And they did. So, Bounding Crisis. And yes, might as well untap our Gnarlid. And then block Nissa. Opponent may have some pump. Yep, they have wild size of their own. Could have blocked with both, but that would have guaranteed that I would have for sure lost one creature. Play an island. We will go to attacks and swing. And again, I am going to... Actually, what I'm going to do is clutch to bounce this troll. And then pass. And we will try our Bounding Crisis deal again. Crisis. No, we don't want to use the ability. That's fine. And we will block once more and hope they do not again have pump. And they don't. Good. There's Undercity Troll. And Undercity Troll. So our opponent is not leaving up mana to regenerate those. Okay. Let's go ahead and pump our Gnarlid and swing. Leaving up wild size mana. Yep, that's kind of what I expected. Pause, please. Wild size this guy. And that's kind of a blowout. Now we will drop Jace. Curious to see what our opponent may have at this point. And it does appear that they are absolutely mono green. And not that thrilled at the prospect of playing this game out, it seems. Alright, we will tap and draw with Jace. And discard the clutch. Now we're going to just swing. Confirm. And play a troll. With mana up for regeneration and or wild size tricks. Reclamation Sage, not very good against us. Actually gone down in value a bit, I think, with the meta that's on here now. And I guess we will just attack. I don't know that our opponent actually has anything that could stop us from winning here. The only thing I could think of is a fog. Alright, we'll go ahead and wild size our Crisis to trample over. And that's all she wrote. And that will do it for this episode of Magic Monday. If you've liked the video, please leave a like below. It really does help. Consider subscribing to the channel. I put up new content all the time and would love to have you as a viewer. And until next time, be excellent to each other.